Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Power or Might. I am Jonathan Coachman here with Trini Kwan and with Aiden English. And today on Power or Might, we're going to see the ongoing saga between Kenny Omega, the former AEW, IW, AAA, NJPW, PWG heavyweight fighter, and Asuka, the former WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Fighter, SmackDown Women's Heavyweight Fighter, NXT Women's Heavyweight Fighter. Uh, that's right, Trini Kwan said. It's really most likely it's most likely a hang up that happened between these two. And I don't know how Kenny Omega or the Jackal or Osiris or whatever you want to call him, WWE owns the right to both of those names now, is going to do about it. I know the Jackal and I know Kenny Omega. There is a way he became the AEW, IW, AAA, NJPW, PWG heavyweight fighter, and he will come up a way to beat the former WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Fighter, WWE SmackDown Women's Heavyweight Fighter, WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight Fighter, Asuka. Well, Asuka goes, I've been fighting Kenny Omega for some time. And you know no one is ready for Asuka. And never mind how I lost to Charlotte Flair, or I lost to Carmella, or never mind how I lost to Sasha Banks. Those were only, and Becky Lynch, those were the only women wrestlers to ever beat me. But I won a lot more fights and matches than I lost. I could come out and be like Kenny Omega and talk about how I was a former WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight Fighter. How I was a two-time WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Fighter. How I was a former one-time WWE SmackDown Women's Heavyweight Fighter. A two-time WWE Team Fighter. I could talk about how I was a three-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter, a three-time TWF Women's Team Fighter, and a one-time TWF Heavyweight Fighter. I could talk about all that. I could be like Kenny Omega, and I could talk about how David Meltzer loves me so much, and about how I could never live up to being as good as Roman Reigns. And that's what they were offshooting Kenny Omega to be in AEW and IW at the time. So, you can 5'10" or whatever you say to the Jackal or Osiris. Oh. Oh, hold it. This is... just lay down. Oh, all right. Look, Asuka. I know that you and in true life, you and Kenny are good friends. Hey, you even own the hair cutter stead, right? And you cut and you wave folks' hair. But there's no way that you truly believe, Asuka, that you can beat Kenny Omega. Yeah, he might be David Meltzer's beloved wrestler, but he has done a lot more than you'll ever do. You can't say you held the AEW, the IW, the AAA, the NJPW, and the PWG heavyweight winnings all at the same time. Well, one thing I can't talk about is being wounded. I can't talk about, and would you leave that as how he lost the IW heavyweight winnings to Christian Cage before he lost it to Eddie Edwards. And you leave out how he lost the AEW heavyweight winnings to Adam Page. And you locked out how he had to give up the AAA and the NJPW and the PWG heavyweight winnings. And the only way that would have worked is if WE was working with all those other wrestling businesses. I don't care. You know, at least I'm not coming out here and lie to everyone and say, oh, I'm from Dawnland, when I'm truly from the settled land, and doing all kinds of weird, unstraight shit in the ring. And I might not be David Meltzer's beloved wrestler anymore, or never was. Whoa, Kenny Omega, oh! Wanted to come from behind, but Asuka just saw it happening. And now Don Covens or the Jackal or Osiris getting out of there. Oh, Asuka taking down Kenny Omega. Is this even a wrestling fight? No, it's not. Oh, and Asuka's putting the Asuka lock on Kenny Omega. And now the Jackal getting Kenny Omega out of there. That was some kind of bullshit game. That was their stunt. That was their lark, Jonathan Coachman says. They wanted to hit Asuka from behind, Jonathan Coachman said. Well, too bad that game goal didn't work, Trini Kwan said. Asuka saw Kenny Omega coming, and the former IW, AEW, AAA, NJPW, PWG heavyweight fighter got knocked on his booty. I'll tell you what, Asuka can think she's so great in everything, but the truth is she's not great in everything. Oh, did I just see what I saw? Yeah, well guess what, Kenny Omega? You just walk your booty right back into the ring because you're wrestling Asuka here today on Power or Might. No! Yeah, well, I don't know what standards Kenny Omega and Don Covens or the Jackal or Osiris think they're playing by. Either they, Edward Call, I'll tell you one thing right now, Aiden English says, whatever standards Asuka thinks she's playing, it's not the WWE standards. It might most likely be the IWAW standards, which Aiden English says they don't have any standards. But now, the Jackal's back, or Cyrus is back, whatever you want to call him. And now he's get to fight Kenny, he gets to fight Asuka here. And oh, Kenny Omega is knocking down Asuka. A body slam on Asuka. The Kaiserin of Tomorrow is in a bind right now, Jonathan Coachman said. Trini Kwan said, I know Asuka. There's a grounds to why Asuka was unbeaten since 25th between Wild or 28th between Wild. And Asuka being taken down right now by Kenny Omega, Jonathan Coachman said. Trini Kwan said Asuka will get herself out of this bind, out of this hang-up that she's gotten herself into. I don't know, Aiden English says Asuka can't do it. She can't, well, oh! And Asuka can do it. And she does. Asuka coming back. Doing all those hard strikes that wrestlers from NJPW, AJPW are known for. The strong way they call it. Asuka's got the Asuka lock on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega just yielded. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, Asuka. And now Asuka has now beat Kenny Omega again, and now the former TWF heavyweight fighter and the former three-time TWF 24/7 fighter Kenny Omega can go and sob with his overseer, the Jackal, or Osiris, Jonathan Coachman says. Trini Kwan said, I think that's what Kenny Omega is doing. I think he's going to be sobbing. And then he's going to start scathing and he's going to start scathing and shaming and guilting and slighting everyone. You know. And they're going to say, oh, he got buried because he's a Jack's AEW doll or whatever the fuck. Trini Kwan says. Aiden English said he did get scathed. He did get punished. he did get handicapped here today. And he's getting handicapped because he is a Jack's AEW doll. Well, that's my thought and belief. I got no truth to back it up. Aiden English goes. Alright, Jonathan Coachman said, take it away, Gene Okerlund. Alright, Jonathan Coachman. I'm here talking with Oscar, the Kaiserin of tomorrow. Alright, Oscar. We haven't seen you wrestle in WWE since July of last year. But we have seen you starting to have a hang-up with Kenny Omega and Adam Cole and the Jackal. Alright, so how long do you think this bind is going to be? First off, Gene Okerlund, I didn't start this with Kenny Omega or Adam Cole or the Jackal, but I will end it. I made Kenny Omega yield right in the ring here today on Power or Mike, and I'll do that again. And I know Adam Cole's got a hang up now with Godzilla now, so I wish Godzilla or Godzilla luck, because he's going to take care of Adam Cole on a lone day night Raw. Oscar, you do know Kenny Omega is known to, scathe and shame and guilt and slight anyone. Oh, I know he can't handle being scathed. He likes to hush and lock folks on Twitter. I know he likes to sob all the time. I know he likes to talk about being David Meltzer's beloved skilled wrestler and all. And I know the Jackal or Osiris likes to back him up and say he's the greatest thing out there since sliced bread. But I'm going to tell you it's not true. Kenny Omega could not live up to being the greatest wrestler. Who cares if he's the gatherer? He could gather every heavyweight winnings there was, and it would still not make him the greatest wrestler. You seen what happened. He came to TWF, he fought Roman Reigns, and he lost every time. He fought me, and he lost every time. Yeah, he beat Biggie Langston, became a TWF heavyweight fighter, but really he's only a 3-time TWF 24/7 fighter. I did a lot more in WWE and a lot more in the TWF than he ever did. And IW, AEW, AAA, NJPW, PWG. Now, like I said, Gene Okerlund, I just showed everyone that Kenny Omega is not ready for Oscar, the Kaiserin of tomorrow. Alright, Oscar. We all know that sooner or later you will be either the TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter, the Women's World Heavyweight Fighter, TWF Heavyweight Fighter, or World Heavyweight Fighter. Will that happen? I don't know, Gene Okerlund. I don't know what's it. I don't have any runner lead over the booking or the writing. But I hope so. I hope so. I hope Xena and Hunter Helmsley and Godzilla and Gil Kim and Brother Love book me that way, but I have no runner lead over it. Alright, that was my talk with Oscar. Back to you, Jonathan Coachman. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Oscar here today on Power or Might. That's all the time we got here. I'm Jonathan Coachman for Trini Kwan and Aiden English. We hope you like Might. We hope you like Power or Might. And we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw or a Lone Day Night Raw.